Who knows what time it is? It's time for another daily devotional with blogging Brandi and redirected energy. And today I'm going to be reading to you out of what I like to call my Bible notes and a little verse. When I was going through this, when I would go to church a lot more because I travel a lot now, but I had this little book and I would write my Bible notes. And so this book is full of all kinds of little notes that I've made from the Bible. I just wanted to read this verse to you because I came across it and it made me feel like you needed to hear this because it was something that resonated with me. But it's John 15:18 through 19. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. I want you to think about how that might resonate with you. At least I know how it resonates with me. A little explanation of that passage is Jesus was preparing his disciples for the reality that following him is going to create friction in the world versus being a Christian. Those two are not going to commingle. At some point, you're going to have this issue in your life. And so you can't have one foot in the world and one foot in Christ. It doesn't work. It will work for a little while, but eventually you're going to figure out that the two don't work. A really good example of this for me was when I graduated college. I wanted to throw a party and I had my college friends and we had a sorority and we would go to little parties together and we'd have our little cocktails because I used to drink like years ago. I haven't drank in several years, 2 or 3 years now, but I had a party for them. And then I had a separate party, identical, but no drinking. And it was like Vegas, gambling, fun, games, cards, nights, how everybody could have fun, It wasn't really gambling, but everybody could play cards and it was just really fun. But it was my Christian friends from church. And the funny part is, I probably had 20, 30, 40 people that came from church to my party, but I probably only had like 5 or 6, less than 10 people show up from all my college people. And I will say they lived pretty far away to come, but I noticed that I couldn't have both these people at the same party. They were 2 different people and they wouldn't have hung out together, or the Christian people would have been cool with those people, but those people probably wouldn't have been cool with the Christian people, and there definitely wouldn't have been drinking. And it was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? That's a little example from my life, but I just want you to think that that has to do with your music, the TV that you watch, the people that you hang out with, the events that you attend, the things that you read, the things that you consume, the YouTube videos that you watch, the people that you follow. I'm not perfect, but I do try to live a little bit perfecter, more perfect, better life. Okay, that's not even a word. Shared experiences. Jesus reassures his followers that they should not be surprised or feel uniquely targeted by the hatred, as he himself experienced this first. And the hatred directed at his followers is a continuation of the hatred directed at him. And it may not always be hatred. It just may be this, it's not the same. They're over there and you're over here. For me, I can't even go to events where people drink anymore, or if people invite me over to their house and they're drinking, I'm like, I want to leave because I don't want to be in that situation. And I don't want to be tempted to drink. And I also don't want my partner to be tempted to drink because I quit drinking for them. I quit drinking to support my partner in their non-drinking activities. And this is another thing I've learned. We'll go to people's events. They know we don't drink. They still invite us and they still drink in front of us. Family events. And I think to myself, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why would you drink in front of us? Why would you invite us to this event? And if you did and you wanted us to come, you should respect our values and not do something that would cause us to fall as a Christian. They're not Christians, or they may not be, or maybe that's where they're not on their walk with God. Separation from the world. The core reason for this hostility is the distinction between those who follow Christ and those who belong to the world. Believers are called to live by different principles and values, which create a natural friction when you try to hang out with people in the world. It's like people in the world and people in Christ. Not that they can't hang out. You just have to know that you're always going to butt heads with them at some point. Your values are not going to match their values. I remember having to quit a job. I was cutting hair back in the day and I wanted to go to church. I was really getting into God. I was in a place in my life and they would not let me off on Sundays to go to church. Or I could come, but I was going to have to come late, and then I couldn't hang out with the people at church, and it was really just pulling at me. And God said, quit that job. And so I quit. And I never looked back, and I don't regret it. And I remember it was bad for them, but it wasn't bad for me. I had to worry about my walk with Jesus and the Bible and the God. That's who I was worried about, not that little hair job. I was worried about me, not them. Now, another sign of being chosen is the hatred is an indicator that they are operating according to the world's philosophies, but have been chosen out of the world by Jesus. So a sign of being chosen is the hatred that you're going to experience within the world. So you're part of this world, you're in it, but it doesn't mean you have to be part of it, if that makes sense. So yeah, you live here. You're here until you go to your eternal place in heaven. But until then, you have to hang out here. They obviously say that hell is worse than earth, but sometimes you wonder what could be worse than being here. Okay? So I'm just saying, sometimes you come across people, situations, things that happen in your life, and you're like, oh my God, how could anything be worse than this? But the Bible tells us that it can be, and that heaven is a whole nother place. When you see people living an amazing life here, don't always think that they have the life that you think they have. Perfect example, go watch my videos over at blogandbrandi.com. You'll see. I share a lot about my life behind the scenes. And then finally, called to love. So while the world might hate them, aka us Christians, we're still commanded to love one another as Christians, and even those that hate us. Being a reflection of a Christian is not just loving the people that love you back, but you have to love the people that hate you. And that's really hard. It's really hard sometimes to love people that are unlovable. Or maybe they're doing really mean things to you, or they say really bad things to you. And it can be difficult to smile and go on throughout your day when you get up and you want to pray and you just want to have a happy day. You can't let people affect your day, which I actually talked about this in another daily devotional. So if you haven't checked out the daily devotionals about not letting people control your feelings and other things, be sure to go below this video and check out the playlist, as well as redirectedenergy.com, where I share all of this. And of course, if we haven't officially met, I'm Blog and Brandi. So if you really love these daily devotionals and they're resonating with you, please, please, please drop a comment below. Let me know how you're feeling about this, how this speaks to you, what's going on in your life. Also, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, tap that little bell icon so you're notified every time I publish another daily devotional. I'm excited about this. I hope you're enjoying these daily devotionals. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.